The burden of love. The streets of Jerusalem were filled with voices, some mocking, some weeping, and others shouting for blood. Dust rose from the ground as Roman soldiers pushed a man forward, a crown of thorns pressed into his brow, blood trailing down his face. His back bore deep wounds from the lash, and on his shoulders rested the rough, splintered weight of the cross. Jesus stumbled under its burden, his body weak from the torment he had already endured. The weight was not just of wood, but of the sins of the world, pressing upon him with every agonizing step. Yet, in his pain, there was no anger, only love. As he walked, his eyes met those of his mother, Mary. Tears streamed down her face, but she did not look away. She had held him as a child, watched him take his first steps, and now she saw him walking toward his death. He wanted to comfort her, but his strength was failing. A soldier, impatient with his slow pace, grabbed a man from the crowd, Simon of Cyrene. "You, carry his cross," he ordered. Simon hesitated, but as he took the weight from Jesus' shoulders, he felt something unexpected. He was not just carrying wood, he was sharing in something greater. Women along the road wept, and one stepped forward, offering a cloth to wipe Jesus' face. He accepted it, leaving the imprint of his blood-stained face on the fabric. "Daughters of Jerusalem," he said, "do not weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children." Step by step, he reached the hill called Golgotha. The soldiers took the cross from Simon and threw Jesus to the ground. Rough hands stretched his arms across the beams, and nails pierced his hands and feet. The sound of hammering filled the air, followed by his cry of pain. They raised the cross high, and as he hung between two criminals, he looked down at the ones who had condemned him. His voice, hoarse yet full of mercy, rose above the crowd. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Darkness covered the land. The earth trembled. And in that moment, the world did not yet understand, this was not defeat. This was love. A love so deep that it bore the cross, carried the weight of sin, and opened the way to salvation. And as Jesus breathed his last, the veil in the temple was torn in two. Heaven's door had been opened. The cross, once a symbol of shame, had become the greatest sign of love the world had ever known.